All right, for the next video in this series, rather than a tip, I just want to highlight some of the accessories or the cool features that you can have with different Wacom devices. In previous videos in this series, I've been covering mostly the Cintiq Pro 27-inch, which is the one that I have right now, right here in my desktop, and it's the one that I use in most cases, 99% of the time, for personal and professional work. However, there are other devices and other Wacom tablets that are absolutely fantastic, and I think they deserve a mention, and I just want to mention my favorite things with all of them. So let's go ahead and start with my absolute favorite from all time, which is this Wacom Intus Pro. So this is the medium size, it's not even the larger one. And I would say if I have to pick a single device from the entire Wacom family, it would be this guy right here. Even though it's not the one that I use most of the time, like I said, I use Cintiq most of the time. This one is the most reliable one, the one that I take with me absolutely everywhere, and it is fantastic. It's like super light, it is easy to carry, it is wireless, and it also serves as a touchscreen. So it's like a giant mouthpad. So let me just show you here. So this is the Intuos Pro, and you see this little light in here that indicates that it is enabled. And I can click on this button right here and switch to a bunch of different setups or settings. You see the light sort of like changes around. You can turn on and off the touchscreen with a little button from here. So if you flick this in and out or left to right, it just toggles on and off the pad or the touch capability of the pad. And you have all the express keys that I covered in previous videos, and you can charge it with an USB-C device. So this little thing is fantastic. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because, again, it is absolutely fantastic. Now let me just go ahead and switch to the screen, and I'm just going to show you some of the these are some references that I've collected for anatomy, and I show you this in the very first tip of this series. So what I'm showing you right now is that you can use this pad with the touchscreen to literally zoom in and out in these references, and you can select one and double click it and assign it. So you can select something else, maybe let's say this one right here, this torso. You double click on it, so it becomes kind of like a giant touchpad that you can use with, let's say, your laptop or when you're on the go. So this is something that I would use 100% of the time if I'm away from my entire setup in here. Now, another reason I'm showing you this, which has almost nothing to do with the Wacom tips, but I think it is important to highlight it, is so if you don't have one of these, this is a vertical mouse. It is not a Wacom thing. It's a Logitech cheap device, but it's a really good one. It's a vertical mouse. If you don't have one of these, using a tablet like an Intus Pro, medium or large or small, it is a fantastic alternative as a mouse. So instead of using this, I can use my pen and my tablet to move around and select the different things and use it as a mouse basically. The only reason I'm mentioning this is because I have carpal tunnel, and sometimes my wrist hurts a lot. So this helps me to maintain my position of the arm in, like, I'm not pronating it, so it sort of helps to maintain the wrist and the hand in a natural position. But if you don't have one of these, the way that you select or the way that you use the pen or hold the pen against the tablet, it is also a very natural. It's more natural than the horizontal mouse. So again, this is kind of like going on a branch, but I thought I mentioned it because I think it is important. All right, so the next thing I want to show you is something that it is not part of the Cintiq or the Intus. This is actually part of the previous generation of Cintiq, which is the 24 Touch Pro. And because of that older generation, the vessels around the Cintiq were like pretty thick. They had this EK remote. So this is the ExpressKey remote controller. And the cool thing about this is that I still have it because this comes with a Wi-Fi or like a wireless dongle. So you can apply that or attach this to your computer in a USB-C, and you can still use this one even if you have a Cintiq 27 Pro or any other Cintiq. So these are basically every single express key in your hand, and you have like this scroll wheel that allows you to change like the size of the brushes and things like that in your computer. So very, very cool stuff. Again, it is a feature from the previous generation of Cintiq, but it is a wireless thing, so you can attach it and use it with any other tablet. Or so far, this is how I've been using it. And also, it is magnetic, so if you have something to plug it in or attach it to that is magnetic, it will just hold in there totally fine. So this is a fantastic little tool. Now, the next thing, it has to do with the Cintiq, actually. So we go back to the Cintiq. So again, this is what I have here. This is my my workstation, basically. This is what I use most of the time. So I'm going to show you my absolute favorite 3 things about this device. So the fact that you have the express keys at the back, it is super ergonomic. So I can not only grab the entire device and manipulate it and rotate it, bring it towards me, push it. By the way, I also have an ergo stand, so that allows me to move and manipulate this with ease. But the fact that I can just grab it like this and also have the express keys at the back of my hands makes it super ergonomic, and it just feels a lot more natural than having the express keys anywhere on the screen. So that's the number 1 thing. The second thing is those things that you can see here. So these are accessories that you can attach to the Wacom Cintiq. So I got this Wacom wireless or like Bluetooth keyboard. So this is a tiny little keyboard from Wacom. I think I got this one for the first generation of the Companion, or the Cintiq Companion, like the compact Cintiq version. And it is absolutely fantastic, very, very simple, but you can do this with any other Bluetooth keyboard that is thin. So this is pretty thin. Let me just show you in comparison. So it's like a relatively thin keyboard. And this is the key thing. So this is like a tray that you can attach to the top, and you can put this on this side, you can put it on the left-hand side, you can put it on the sides, and in here, it doesn't have to be for a keyboard. You can put this, you can put whatever you want. You can put an iPad, whatever you want in this thing, but it doesn't come with this little device thingy here. This is part of like, I think from a pen. I just like hacked that, took that off, and I attached it to the back. And the only reason I have this one is because in a normal scenario, this will work just fine. But because I also use this as my monitor, right? When I put this upright, it might fall if I'm not being careful, if I push it too hard. So this is just helping to stay in place, but you don't really need it. So this is a fantastic little device. It's just a simple tray, but you can attach anything that you want. Now, the other one is just a holder that I have, but I'm going to be able to show you how easy it is to attach. So if you go ahead and unscrew this, there we go. Let me just switch to the other camera. This is a 1/4 inch screw, so you can attach anything that is a 1/4 inch. So that also means if we go back to the other camera here, I can either attach the camera that I have, if I have a tripod that comes with that sort of like size of screw, or I can attach a light or anything that fits a 1/4 inch screw. So that makes it like really, really handy, and it's just a matter of like finding the hole here and screwing back in, right? And it's really, really easy. And that's what I love about this stuff. And you also have like 2 more on each side of the tablet. So on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side. So potentially I can just, let me actually unscrew that one just to show you that it could be attached anywhere. So I can attach it here on the right-hand side. And it doesn't have to be super tight, but I can just tilt this slightly and I can fit it there. So if I have it like this, it will work in this situation. But because, like I said, I use this also as my main monitor when I'm not doing anything directly on the screen, I can push this up like so, right? Let's say there. And in this case, it's staying, but I can just tilt it slightly so that it's always in there. In my case, it doesn't really work. That's why I have a slightly different setup, because it will clash with my other monitors. So let me just undo that one. All right, and the final thing that I really love about this is the really thin bezels, right? So it kind of like blends nicely within my entire setup. So if I just switch from, let's say, creative mode to, doing some admin stuff, replying to some emails or whatever, this is literally just another monitor that blends nicely against the, with the other monitor. So I have like 3 monitors. The main one becomes like a monitor that is just an expensive one, and that's pretty much it. Right, so I really love that about this Cintiq, and all the extra peripherals and extra accessories that come with it. It is absolutely fantastic, and this is also the reason why I keep my 3D Pen Pro 3 here at the top, which I use most of the time. But I also have this holder here for my extra pen, and I show you in other videos how I can customize two different pens. So this is the one that I would use in my tablet, like so, right? So kind of like the best of both worlds in that case. All right, so that's pretty much for this video. It's not necessarily a tip, but I just want to show you some of the cool things that you can think about depending on the device that you get or that you're planning to get for Wacom. They all have different benefits and different features that they're worth considering, even if they're like subtle. All right, so I'm going to leave this video here, and I'll see you in the final one. Cheers.